The North London derby, that is the soonest you can expect to see Victor Gyokeres or Gabriel Martinelli. I said yesterday that I was disappointed by the news. I remain incredibly disappointed because I was hopeful that he might be back for Sunderland, but the Athletic have come in and said that is not what you should be expecting, with the headline from Goonerverse saying Arsenal hopeful of Victor Gyokeres and Gabriel Martinelli returns for the North London derby. They're hoping to have them back after the international break. He basically says that Gyokeres was substituted because he felt something, and Martinelli picked up a muscular injury during the 1-0 win over Palace. Gyokeres has not travelled for Arsenal's Champions League fixture against Slavia Prague, which we spoke about yesterday on Goonerverse News, and all parties now working towards a return after the November international break, which follows the Sunderland game. To remind ourselves of Arteta's quotes, I'm concerned because he hasn't had many muscular issues and he had to leave the pitch. He was feeling something, and that's obviously never a good sign, especially for a player that is very, very explosive. So we are digging in a little bit to understand more where we are in terms of the injury, and we'll announce it when we know more. This is really not good news, people. And look, I hope that I'll be here in brighter spirits after the Slavia Prague game, what I hope to win. Remember, the match reports are here on Goonerverse News, so look out for that. And then, after all the Champions League games are done, I'll be live on the Goonerverse to do the player ratings all together. But just to, remind ourselves for a second, Victor Gyokeres, who's actually had a lot of criticism, played his best 45 minutes for Arsenal against Burnley, I agree. But I agree with that with the caveat of, I thought there were signs of really impressive performances and good hold-up play, and him being able to do a job for the team in previous other games, and I've listed many of them, including Olympiacos, Atletico Madrid, Man City, Newcastle, and the lot. So he goes and gets this injury. He's not able to play tonight. Let's remember, while, things are looking good in the Champions League, we haven't conceded a goal, we haven't lost a game or dropped a point, we've got 3 out of 3. We're still, in terms of, goal difference, behind Inter Milan, Bayern and PSG. 2 of them face each other tonight. But Real Madrid are right behind us, and the likes of Dortmund, City, Newcastle, Barcelona, Liverpool, Chelsea, Sporting, Karabag, Galatasaray are all within 3 points of us. It's only 1 or 2 bad results, and you can find yourself dropping down that table quickly. And Slavia Prague is one of the winnable games in that list. We've still got Bayern at home. We've still got a trip to Inter Milan. So Arsenal really can't afford to kind of mess around and just sort of, if it's a draw at Slavia Prague, then so what? We really, really need to make sure we keep putting points on the board. And we're going to have to do it without Victor Gyokeres. So the likeliness is that we're probably going to have Marino up front with Trossard on the left and Eze in the 10. I'd like to see Trossard up front with Eze on the left and Wanera in the 10. But I just think that's too many changes to a winning formula. I don't see Mikel Arteta wanting to make that many changes. And, while I've talked on Victor Gyokeres there, this isn't good news regarding Gabriel Martinelli either, who's been in good form this season. I think when he's come on, he's made impacts against Newcastle, against Man City, against Athletic Club in that trip in the opening day of the Champions League, or opening sort of week of football in the Champions League. Came on against Palace, looked fairly lively, scored against Atletico Madrid, was brilliant. There's been some really encouraging signs from Gabriel Martinelli. I wondered whether he was knocking on the door to win his place. But also in these games, when you've got this amount of fixtures building up, you're going to want him available. You're going to want him for a different outlet. He's the quickest player we've got in the front line. He's the most direct, probably. And is he the quickest? Actually, he's got Madueke now. But, this is a player who, would be very, very important when you're trying to hold on to a lead, when you're trying to stretch the game, when you're trying to get in behind direct. And we've lost that outlet. When you lose Gyokeres as well, that's 2 players who give us that outlet who aren't available. 2 weeks ago in the Champions League, they both started against Atletico Madrid. Tonight, neither are available at all. It's really disheartening. It's really disappointing. If I'm going through the squad just very quickly, a reminder that Saliba, Ben White, Nkapie, Calafiori, Timber if you include the summer. Actually, we'll include Timber if you include the summer. Calafiori, if you include a little bit of pre-season. Martin Odegaard, Christian Norgard, Zubimendi if you include him coming off the other day. Bukayo Saka, Gabriel Jesus, Gabriel Martinelli, Victor Gyokeres, Noni Madueke and Kai Havertz have all had injuries at some point, whether it be pre-season or while the season has started. And that is so frustrating. I could keep repeating the point and keep saying that, title winners have been able to get roughly the same 11 out time and time again. And that point stands. But ultimately, however way you want to look at it, fundamentally, to have that many expensive, quality, unique players who give us something different, to have that many of them unavailable to play is really, really, really frustrating. And I know we've got the depth. I know we've got the squad. But at some point, even that depth of squad is going to be stretched. So I said that I think the 11 tonight will be Marino up front with Trossard on the left and Eze in the 10. Okay. And look, we've gone and won games with Marino up front, right? We've gone and won at, where was it? Real Madrid, for example. PSV away. We've had good Champions League nights with Marino leading the line. But I just wonder, okay, so what does the bench look like? So if it's Marino up front, Eze in the 10, Trossard on the left, we assume it's Norgard and Rice in midfield because Zubimendi's got the yellow cards. Saka on the right. The back four is the back four. So the bench is probably, we need to make, in the Champions League, I think it's more. Let's have a little look. I think the Champions League gave them bigger benches. But let's say you've got to put out the original 9, right? Let's go. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We had 10, but you can take 11. Okay. So the bench, if we're even just making 9, say it feels for a Premier League game, because this is Sunderland's going to be a really tricky game, and there's going to be a video on the Goonerverse where I break down what I think we should do and how to solve this injury crisis. That will be probably on Thursday, so look out for that, and then we're going to try to do some content on Wednesday too. So at the moment, I think our team is probably then, or our bench, should I say, Kepa and Setford, they'll bring 2 goalkeepers. White, Mosquera, that's 5. Nkapie, lewis-skelly, that's 7. Zubimendi isn't on the bench and Marino's up front. So that's your depth in midfield with Norgard and Rice starting. So then it's probably Waneri, Dalman. That takes us to 9. I mean, that might well be the bench for the weekend. Obviously, Lewis-Skelly can play in midfield. So then you're looking at Harriman and Oos on the bench. That's kind of it. I'm out of ideas, people. Has anyone I've forgotten? What I'm really hoping is that in the next few weeks, Havertz 1, Madueke 2, Gyokeres 3, Martinelli 4, Jesus 5, Zubimendi 6, Odegaard 7. Okay, make that 6 because Zubimendi we know is just a yellow card. I'm hoping that 7 players return all in the next few weeks. That'd be a huge boost. Let's just get through what's left of this week. Let's just get through and try and let's beat Slavia Prague. Let's try and get the win at Sunderland. I don't think that'll be easy. And then see where we are in a few weeks and hopefully the squad looks a lot better. Frustrating, I know. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, people. But it's confirmed that Victor Gyokeres and Martinelli will not be playing on the weekend against Sunderland. They are out till after the international break. That's been confirmed by The Athletic.